हाय गाइस, दिस इज़ अदील शाह फ्रॉम कराची। अस्सलाम वालेकुम तमाम लोगों को। Today's presentation is on neuron fly wireless system. I couldn't find anything on YouTube elaborating on the topic, so I thought it's worthwhile making a presentation on it. Uh, Now, neuron fly wireless system is a French system, and it's very economical, 149 plus shipping US dollars. So plus it has a rescue mode. What I have done, I have divided my presentation into three topics. One is introduction on neuron fly wireless system. The second is how to set up your transmitter, because you have a rescue mode on it, or I try to cover it in one session. The second will be how to set up the software and how to manage it. Now, uh, the paper which comes in the packing in the box, it's pretty simple to follow. Usually these are the source types, and the third source type over here is what you have on your heli. Mine is a Tero 450 V2, Align Pro and other T450L, and many T-Rex brands and clones have the same source type to follow. So kindly refer and see what brand you are using and what source type is there on your heli. Mine has the third source type, so this is how I'm going to go about. Now, over here the numbers are given and the place where the plug will go in. The tail servo will go on the first if you have mounted your receiver as per the picture. If it's inverse, so please see that the negative signal and positive wire position is clearly watched out and taken care of. And again, because my fly wireless system is mounted in such a way, so it was easy for me to follow. You can mount it anywhere you want. Usually 450 has a less space, so I prefer on mounting it on top, so I can manage my cables and servos accordingly. The first position is for rudder servo, the second one is for aileron, the third position is for elevator, the fourth position is for pitch, the fifth position is for ESC plug to use, and the last is one for is RX. Okay, now guys, you can only use two type of receivers with this fly wireless system. One is Futaba S-Bus or some other S-Bus systems from FlySky. If you have FlySky transmitter, I have a 14SZ Futaba or JR satellite. For JR satellite, you can have one plugged in the last position and one on the back. If you want to plug in an RPM sensor, use this governor switch to plug it in over here. This will be the position. Now, to manage your software, you will plug a USB cable or a Bluetooth device. This wire comes with your fly wireless system, so I have bought this Bluetooth of a multi-rotor, this brand. It was very cheap. It is very handy to use during the field, if you're flying in the field during your flying. So again, you can buy a USB cable and plug it in with this. So this was pretty much of how to mount it. One thing more, do not, when mounting your fly wireless system, try to have space between anti-rotation bracket and your fly wireless system, because it will, if there is buffer and space, so there will be less vibration going into the fly wireless system. It will help you in when you are using a rescue mode. So on this area, it's pretty much sensitive, so try to have less vibration in your heli. I'm using a double 3M tape just to reduce the vibration. Rest all is good in this fly wireless system. Now, once you have plugged in your servos, everything is ready. One thing more, your throttle curve should be 0. just in case, or remove your motor wires from ESC so they do not spool it up or you will get injured. Now guys, coming to the transmitter part, different brand, different menu, so I think you will improvise on that. And the model type for Neuron fly wireless is H1. Simply use H1 on it. I'm using an 8 channel receiver, do accordingly. Why I'm mentioning that I'm using an 8 channel receiver is because you need to mention the channels. Now by default 6 channels will automatically be come on your screen till pitch. What you have to define over here is channel 7 and channel 8. In case you're using a 7 channel receiver and a transmitter, so either you can use a flight setup on it, or you can use a rescue mode. People prefer rescue mode, so on aux1, if you are using a 7 channel transmitter, just mention the switch on which you are going to use it. Now on my aux1 and S3 channel, I have a flight setup, Neuron fly wireless has 3 style modes, 3 flying styles. So I am using these 3 fly style on my idle switch. So I mentioned aux1 on SE, and my rescue mode is on aux2, and the switch I am using for rescue mode is the spring switch, because it's a momentary switch. You just use it and leave it. It will go, the secondary gain will on for 5 seconds and it will bail you out if your 3D is gone wrong. Don't use any other switches, because you need a momentary, so it will reset to the off position again if you want to use it again. In case if you're using any other switch, you switch it on, and if you leave there, so in case of emergency, if you want to use it again, you have to all the way go back to the off position and you start using it. So this switch is more appropriate for the purpose. So this was pretty much about the transmitter setup. One thing more I want to add over here, endpoints. Now I have a lot of trouble understanding how the rescue mode work in this Neuron fly wireless system. So after understanding the situation, I've come about that the endpoint should be mentioned on your secondary gain, which is aux2 for rescue mode. If you have a 100 value over here, you will never able to manage or handle the rescue, because it will tilt to one side. I had this problem for a month, and after discussing it with the technical director Thomas, he explained me how it works. So kindly define your endpoints on the secondary gain, which is your aux2 50-50. I think the value 60 is more appropriate. I found that it will work little better than 50-50. So I will increase this value to 60, rather 50-50. So the only thing you need to define is the secondary gyro, which is X2. Nothing else on the TX, everything is good to go. This session is complete regarding Neuron introduction, how to plug in your servos, and how to set up your transmitter. Again, if you're using a 7 channel receiver or a transmitter, you can only use flight styles, or you can use rescue mode. If you have an 8 channel, you can use both flight styles and rescue mode. Guys, keep watching. I'm going to go on my second part of how to manage it in your laptop. Take care. Bye bye.